of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
Another perfect day in Southern California as we get ready for the middle game of a three-game series between the Astros and the Angels from Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Astros winning last night with a 5-4 win in 10 innings. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. And Blummer, this has been a place where the Astros have played well. They might as well try to continue it tonight.
Yeah, they do a good job here. Even when they're trying to give games away, the Angels seem to give them the game right back. So keep taking them.
How about our all-in all the time? It's presented by Daly and Black. And for the Astros, how about we go back to last night?
Yeah, and the scouting report said that you can go ahead and take advantage of trying to get the extra base against this Angels team. We know that they have a tough time playing catch. They are one of the league leaders in errors, and that's exactly what the Astros did. Is they tested them. They forced the Angels to play catch, and they weren't able to do it. And they also took advantage of maybe the element of surprise with Jose Altuve chasing home a run, the go-ahead run on that play, but O'Hoppe not able to come up with that. Can't get the out at home. But on the other side, you've got to play fundamentally sound baseball. That's exactly what the Astros do, and this was a beautiful example of it. Two rookies out there making a great play. Matthews with a great throw, Colin Price with the great tag. So the Price and Bryce matchup was beautiful.
How about tonight? They have the right-hander Kai Tang making another start.
It's good to see Kai out there. He's been very good for the Astros. Give you 5 strong. Last time he pitched on the road was out there in Chicago against the Cubs, where he went 6 shutty with 6 strikeouts. Didn't have many strikeouts and swing and miss in that last start at home, but hopefully he can get back to those road ways where he has a 2.57 ERA.
Kai Tang on the mound. Walbert Urena is on the mound for the Angels. He's been very good for the Angels this year. When we come back, we'll check in with Lauren Callender. It is Happy Anniversary Day for Yordan Alvarez, debuting 7 years ago today. More on that debut and this season with Yordan when we come back. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
We welcome you back into Astros baseball on SCHN. The Astros continue their series against the Angels in Anaheim. We're getting you ready for Game 2 of this 3-game set at Angels Stadium. Lauren Callender here with you, and today marks a special day in Astros history. June 9th marks the anniversary of Yordan Alvarez's Major League debut. 7 years ago today, one of the most impactful hitters in franchise history made his first appearance in an Astros uniform. He's the focus of our What's on Tap presented by Lawnmower Blonde. In that debut, he launched a 2-run shot in the 4th inning for his major league hit. That swing also accounted for his first run scored, first home run, and first RBI in the big leagues all at once. It was the beginning of a breakout rookie campaign that immediately established him as one of baseball's most dangerous hitters. In just 87 games that season, Alvarez batted .313 with 27 homers, 78 RBI, and of course earning the American League Rookie of the Year honors. What's especially impressive is how closely those numbers resemble what he's doing right now in 2026, especially when it comes to his average and OPS. He's hitting .311 entering tonight, and there's just a 1-point difference in OPS between that 2019 season and currently here where he's sitting in 2026. Joe Espada credits his consistency, preparation, and work ethic to his success, telling me it's remarkable how the league continues to get better, the pitching continues to get better, but Yordan just continues to get better himself. 7 years after announcing his arrival with one memorable swing, Yordan Alvarez continues to produce at nearly the exact same elite level that made him an instant star, TK.
Yeah, it's great to have another anniversary for Yordan. We certainly like to celebrate whenever we can. Year number 7 in an Astros uniform. Kind of crazy to think it was 7 years ago already.
Yeah, his first swing that he hit out of there, I started laughing because I couldn't believe how hard he hit it. But this is the Astros starting lineup presented by Whataburger. And you're going to see the usual suspects at the top: Jeremy Pena, Yordan Alvarez, Christian Walker, and Isaac Paredes. And then you have Jose Altuve, Cam Smith, Joey Loperfido, Jake Myers, and hitting ninth is Christian Vasquez. But the other Christian Walker, a couple of RBIs last night, has him tied for the American League lead with Yordan Alvarez in RBIs.
They have a tough customer they're facing tonight. It is Walbert Urania. Urania is 22 years old, started the season in the bullpen. In fact, the Astros faced him twice at Daikin Park. They got 6 runs on him, but none of them were earned in an inning and 2/3. But Urania has moved into that starting rotation and been outstanding. His month of May, he had a 1.64 ERA and could have been Rookie of the Month in the American League.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, is going to show you that arsenal for Walbert Urania. Loves that changeup. Throws it 33.5% of the time. A majority of the times it will be against left-handed hitters. But with some of these right-handed hitters in this lineup and watching what Grayson Rodriguez did last night, you might see that changeup ramp up against right-handed hitters. But overall, a $145 against that changeup. That might be why Walbert Urania is as good as he is right now.
That's going to be the key pitch. You can see number 57 wearing that little Dominican Republic headband underneath his cap. He is from the Mizell district of the Dominican, and he has really come on the scene this year and been an anchor in this rotation. Especially good here at home this year, where he has the 3rd lowest home ERA in the American League coming into this start with a minimum of 6 starts. He has a 2.12. Ready to go. Another beautiful night here in SoCal. Glad you could join us. Todd Callis with Jeff Blum, and filling in on this road trip for Julia Morales is Lauren Callender. Urania facing Jeremy Pena, and we're underway with the first pitch strike. Yesterday was 72 at game time. Today is 70, a little bit warmer, 74 game time temperature. Pitch is a strike, and Pena down in the count 0-2. Jeremy, a couple of walks last night and a couple of stolen bases, has 5 steals on the year. Goes after that 0-2 pitch, and he misses the sweeper. 3-pitch strikeout for Urania to start this outing.
Play to watch is presented by Jack in the Box. And there he is, Yordan Alvarez striding the plate. We talked about Urania's changeup and how good it can be. But how about Yordan against changeup since 2019? He's amongst the league's best. 32 home runs on that changeup, and OPS up over 1,000.
Now, always interesting to see this matchup with a guy who loves his changeup facing a guy who loves hitting the changeup. He starts him off with a 98-mile-an-hour sinker for strike 1. Pitch missing, down for a ball, and it's 1-1. How are the Astros in this lineup facing Urania before? Yordan walked in his only head-to-head matchup. It was an intentional walk after the first pitch missed to Yordan. Yordan with a league-leading 9 intentional walks on the year, including one last night that extended his on-base streak to 16 games. One of the longest active streaks in the major leagues right now. Down on the count here, 1-2.
Now chase the changeup off the plate.
Stays alive as he fouls back another changeup. That one a little firmer, 93.
And the last 2 have been off the outside edge a little bit. You'll see it on our UTMD Anderson strike zone. Some good fade to that pitch.
Smashes one foul as he saw a 100-mile-an-hour sinker.
Might explain why he was a little late on it.
His hardest thrown pitch of the year is 100.9. That was April 19th against the Padres. That last one registered at 100. Not spoiling a lot of pitches from Urania in this first at bat. Urania made his big league debut against the Astros on opening day at Daikin Park, March 26th. That one's wide, and Yordan has worked the count even, 2-2. Now the count goes full on Yordan. Christian Walker, who had a couple of RBIs last night, waits on deck.
He's got to be throwing a changeup here if he likes that pitch as much as the numbers say. Stays with the heater. He's feeling it. Probably assuming that Jordan might have been sitting on that changeup, but he spoils another hundo.
This kid is thinking, what do I have to do now? This is my 10th pitch to Jordan Alvarez. Try to slow him down, try to speed him up. Jordan has been able to foul off a couple of 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. And what a plate appearance. Walk number 46 for Jordan. He continues to be just so impressive. That was a great walk drawn.
What's great about that, too, is he saw a bunch of changeups, sinkers, even saw a sweeper mixed in there. So he's basically seen the entire arsenal in one at bat. That will go into the Rolodex or the database of Jordan Alvarez for the next at bat, probably.
See that Christian tied his buddy Jordan Alvarez for the RBI lead in the AL, and Nick Kurtz in that crazy game in Vegas last night also reaching 48 RBIs. There's a three-way tie at the top of the AL in runs batted in. 15-14 was the final score.
That was the Raiders game you're talking about?
Raiders got it. Actually, Raiders gave up a 2-point conversion to Milwaukee to the Packers late. Milwaukee winning that game 15-14. There were 11 home runs. And I believe you said the 5 longest in the major leagues yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, and the shortest one, the 5th one on that list, was at 434. Everything else was further.
This ball grounded foul. The A's playing in Vegas for the week. 3 games against Milwaukee. Tonight being game 2, and then 3 games against Colorado over the weekend. That first game was not a friend to pitchers with 29 runs combined. Christian down in the count 1-2. He's 2 for 3 lifetime against Urania with a double and an RBI. Checks his swing on that sweeper. It's 2-2. Urania has allowed 1 or 0 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. Gets Christian Walker on the fastball up. That'll be the second strikeout for Wahlberg. 2 away in the inning.
Fastball up. 98 miles an hour. Walk underneath that one, getting up out of the zone.
Now Isaac Paredes will bat. Isaac watches the first pitch dip below the zone. It's 1-0. Astros start the night at 31-37 with their opening win on this road trip last night. A win tonight would put them 5 games under 500. They have not been 5 games under since they were 8-13 after the 21st game of the schedule. That one's wide, 2-0. Angels come into tonight 25-42. They currently have the worst record in the American League, and only Colorado with the worst record in the National League. That's wide. It's 3-0 to Paredes. So after a 3-pitch strikeout to start the inning for Urania, the Astros have done a good job building up his first inning pitch count. He's been good in the first innings this year, only 1 run allowed in 9 innings. Four-pitch walk. Isaac Paredes didn't see a strike. Second walk allowed by Urania. He has walked 3 in each of his last 3 starts, but already 2 quick walks tonight. I'll bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve was the top of conversation post-game last night with that daring burst from third to home on a pop-up off the bat of Jake Myers that went 182 feet and scored a run.
Yeah, I'm all for putting pressure on a defense that doesn't play very good defense, but that was a gutsy move.
Altuve's exact words were, it was probably not a good play, but it worked out well. He said it was a lot of adrenaline that got him going down that line. 5 straight off the plate for Urania. And he misses in. That's 6 in a row off the plate. Altuve with a 2-0 count here. Urania has a season high of 5 walks in a start. That was at Kansas City back in April. And overall 28 walks and 50 1/3 coming into tonight. Catches the inside corner. It's 2-1 on Jose. We'll have a guest joining us during the course of the early part of the broadcast as we'll talk to Astros catcher Colin Price, who was a big part of last night's 5-4 win in extra innings, his first big league hit. Also a nice tag play getting Trout in the 10th inning to keep the 5-4 lead. Colin will join us in the top of the 2nd inning. Two and 2 the count to 2.
Below the zone. It was a changeup. Framed up pretty nicely, getting the call.
Catcher tonight is Sebastian Rivero for the Angels. Altuve tried to hold up, went too far. That'll be strikeout number 3 in the 1st inning for Urania. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, all true outcomes.
Play. We're always with you.
Here at Anaheim, this is how the Angels are going to stack things up. Zach Neto leading off, Mike Trout, Wade Meckler, the top 3 in the middle. You've got Joe Adell, Nolan Schanuel back in the lineup. Oswald Peraza also back in that lineup playing second base. Then you have Denzer Guzman, Jose Siri, ex-Astro, and Sebastian Rivero is behind the plate. That Angels lineup has 635 strikeouts, most in Major League Baseball.
Kai-Wei Teng will try to add to that list today. Teng making his 6th consecutive start in the Astros rotation. Last time out, he did give up a season-high 5 runs for them being earned in 5 innings against the Pirates. Now back on the road where he has had much better success this year with a 2.57 ERA as he faces the Angels for the first time as a starter. Faced them last year out of the bullpen for the Giants and delivers a sweeper for a strike, and that'll, as always, be his key pitch tonight. Zach Neto with a home run last night has hit a home run in 3 straight games for the first time in his career. Neto watches that one go wide. It's 1-1. Neto gave the Angels a 4-3 lead with his home run last night. That was in the 7th inning. Astros tied it in the 9th on a Christian Walker RBI single and won it in the 10th on that pop fly that Altuve scored off the bat of Jake Myers. There's a strike, says home plate umpire Dylan Wilson. It's 0-2. We saw Dylan Wilson make his big league debut behind the plate. And he right now, only 2 games in behind the plate, has the highest accuracy of any umpire in Major League Baseball so far. 97.55% in his first 2 games behind the plate.
He was locked in on that last pitch.
He has not had 1 call overturned so far in his 2 games behind the plate.
Wow.
Zach Neto with a 2-2 count. And now Kai-Wei Teng with a 3-2 count. Kai-Wei has walked multiple batters in his last 4 starts. 13 walks in those 4 starts. It's a little tapper that's foul, and the count stays full. The other time Kai-Wei faced the Angels was 2 1/3 scoreless innings of relief. That was earlier this season. I said he faced them out of the bullpen with the Giants. He faced them opening day in his first ever appearance as an Astro. That was on March the 26th. That's down, ball 4. Neto draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the first. How about the Astros starting defense? It's presented by Xfinity. Kai-Wei Teng working with Christian Vasquez tonight. He worked with Colin Price in his last start. The infield has the usual suspects. Paredes and Pena left side, Altuve, Walker right side. How about the new left fielder tonight? Joey Loperfido back for the first time since mid-April. He's in left field with Jake Myers in center and Cam Smith in right. Here's Mike Trout. Trout fouls one away. Trout was the runner, unearned runner in extra innings, who was thrown out by Bryce Matthews on that great play to keep the game at 5-4. Trout down in the count 0-2.
Tang challenging him with a couple of quick fastballs to get ahead 0-2.
Mike has been in a little bit of a rut lately. He is currently in the midst of an 0 for 21. Didn't have a hit at Dodger Stadium over the weekend in that freeway series. And he goes down on strikes here. Fastball gets him for a 3-pitch strikeout for Tang.
You don't see that too often, but you got to take advantage of it when you have him in a rut like that. Gave him 2 fastballs to hit early in the count. This one, not necessarily got up top on her matches from super mode. You can see that's a tough spot throughout the career of Mike Trout.
Oh, Wade Meckler will bat. Meckler hits it sharply, but Pena's there, knocks it down, but can't glove it cleanly. Could have been a double play. Instead, it'll be first and second with 1 out.
There's a lot going on. That went through Kaiway, and then it looked like it was going to hit the bag. So I think Jeremy got a little confused after it hit off the mound on which hop to go out there and get. Decided to stay back, but wasn't able to have it stick in the glove so he could get that at least 1 out.
That'll be an error charge to Pena, putting runners on first and second, and now Joe Adell will bat. Pitch up and in. It's 1-0. Adell's played in more games than any other Angel. He has played in every one of their 67 contests, coming in at 239. Righties have held him to a 217 average and a 572 OPS. Pitch in is 2-1. Kaiway matches tonight his career high, which he set with the Giants, 7 starts in 1 season. Made a start at the end of April, now 6 in a row here in May and early June. Gets a chase on that breaking ball. Adell with a count of 2-2. Adell will be aggressive, only 7 walks, matching his number on the year, and 66 strikeouts. Doesn't chase that far off the plate. It's 3-2. It's kind of a big pitch early coming up for Kaiway Tang.
Yeah, some of these misses have been big with that sweeper in this inning for Kaiway, trying to find that release point.
And he draws his 8th walk of the year on that sweeper that ended up in the dirt. So a walk after an error, with a walk starting the inning, and now the bases are loaded.
So you've got 1 out, Zach Neto on third base, and our outfield arms are going to be presented by Lone Star College. And you see Jake Myers. We've seen a lot of teams testing that arm in center field. Cam Smith with the best. Loperfido will be pretty aggressive. He's athletic out there in left field. I would expect him to charge, but there is the potential for a sac fly situation here with the runner at third base, less than 2 outs.
Olin Shonowell back in the lineup. Out yesterday dealing with a little ankle soreness. Just came off the IL with that issue. Shonowell takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Kai-Wei Tang trying to work around a couple of walks and a misplay by a shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Pitch down, 1-1. Balls and strikes are even so far. 20 pitches in, 10 strikes, 10 off the plate. For Kai-Wei, it's a 2-1 count. Shonowell this year, the base is loaded. 9 plate appearances, is 2 for 8 with 7 RBIs. Now it is 3-1, and Kai-Wei has to come in with something now.
Yeah, he has got no feel for that spin right now.
Trying to get himself corrected on his path to home plate. And hit him. So the wildness continues. 2 walks and a hit by pitch with the bases loaded. And it's now a 1-0 Angels lead as Kai-Wei hits Shonowell on a 3-1 pitch. We'll draw a visit from Josh Miller with Kai-Wei's interpreter Andy to have a word with this Astros righty. We have seen bouts of wildness at times, but never quite like this.
Yeah, these are some large misses, and like I said, they're to that glove side. Seems to be a little bit mechanical maybe for Kai-Wei.
Now a message from Matt Kike Chevrolet.
Hit a home run with Matt Kike Chevy. Transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no surprises. At I-10 and Kirkwood or MattKikeChevy.com.
Mentioned Shonowell's had a lot of issues with his ankle lately. He's really trying to make sure he's okay before they keep him in the game.
Well, it doesn't help when you get back and you get a slider or sweeper right off of it. If that is the ankle that's bothering him, seems to be.
This has been a lengthy discussion, and I think if he was 100% coming in, he would definitely stay in the game, but he has not been 100%, and that's what Kurt Suzuki is wondering about now. He does not look like he is running.
I'm not sure that's a real test right there.
That was not persuasive to keep him in the game.
I'm with you. I'm not convinced he's okay. There's that sweeper on a mattress from Supermo coming into that. Oh, catching that left calf.
They're going to keep him in there. Shonowell draws a bases loaded hit by pitch. The only good news about that extended visit is that Kai-Wei gets a couple of extra deliveries to try and straighten himself out.
Yeah, Shonowell is not happy.
So now bases remain loaded, and Oswald Peraza will bat. Broken bat towards Pena. He can turn 2 here with Altuve for 1. Altuve drops the throw. They do get the out at second. Astros have not played very good defense here in the first inning. There was an error earlier on Pena. That will not be an error because an out was recorded. But Altuve did not make the relay throw on the potential double play.
Yeah, we spent all that time in the open talking about how the Astros are going to take advantage of bad defense, but here we're seeing the Astros not complete plays that we normally see them complete. And it's led to 2 runs in this game. That one on the exchange from Jose Altuve.
So a second run scores on that play. There have been 2 potential double play ground balls in this inning. And the Astros have only gotten 1 of those 4 potential outs. Now Denzer Guzman, the batter. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Kai Wei has not helped himself with a couple of walks and a hit batter, but the Astros infield has let him down as well. Try to hold his swing. He does. It's 1-1. Two runs in the inning for the Angels. They are still without a hit. Another check swing, another appeal, and another no swing, says Ron Culp with the crew chief. It's 2-1. Guzman takes a strike. Guzman playing just his second game. He's been at Salt Lake City for 48 games this year. Went 0 for 5 in his 2026 debut last night.
Should be on first base if he challenged 2 of those pitches.
Both strikes have been off the plate.
I mean, the first pitch of the at-bat was way off. That last pitch that he fouled off was the first pitch that's been on the plate in this at-bat.
Wow. Kai Wei still searching for that consistent release point. He has not been as sharp as we have seen most of the year. Barraza was moving on the last 2-2 pitch. Oswald has 7 steals and 8 attempts, and he'll get checked at first. Runner goes, and the pitch is swung on and missed. That'll end the inning. No hits in the inning, but 2-run score on 2 walks, a hit by pitch and an error. An exciting moment in anyone's career, and then an even more exciting moment as the Astros would win the game 5-4 in extras with his tag at home plate, getting Mike Trout, the future Hall of Famer. Colin with a great tag on the throw by Bryce Matthews from left field, and he joins us here in the second inning. Colin, first of all, congratulations on your first week as a big leaguer. How's the whirlwind been?
Thank you guys for having me. It's been pretty great. The guys have been absolutely awesome. On Thursday, on my debut, everyone was saying congrats and just super welcoming. So I'm just super happy I'm on a team with some great teammates.
They are good, and you're right. They were incredibly excited after you got that first hit. But we were talking to you before the game, and I want the fans to hear you explain how it felt to get that first big league hit.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So when I hit it, I knew I squared it up pretty well, but I didn't know if it was going to be fair or foul. So when I actually saw that it was fair, I was pretty excited. But then I remembered I had to kind of get on my wheels a little bit.
Strike, batter challenge.
We got to cut you off here because we have a little business to do. This is an Astros Challenge, ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, so I saw that it was fair, and I had to get on my wheels a little bit, get that double, and then thought about maybe going 3, but then I decided I should probably hold up, stick at second base, and let Pena and Jordan come up and do their thing.
All right, well, so that was one of the most exciting plays of the game. Obviously, your first Major League hit is one you'll remember forever, but then the game decider in the 10th inning with the future Hall of Famer barreling down on you. Take us through that play and the throw from Bryce.
Oh, that was unbelievable. Bryce and I are pretty close. We were roommates all last year, so that was pretty awesome to get that done with him. When he hit it, I didn't know for sure if we were going to have a chance, so I was trying to decide if I should come up and try to cut Siri off to cut him off at second base, but then as we got closer, I realized we had a pretty good shot at home plate, and then just wanted to make sure I secured the ball, made sure to get that tag down, and then happy the review went our way.
Yeah, it definitely did, but a lot of it was because of how you set up and how you caught that hop. So I've got 2 questions. Were you taught to be in that position before you got the throw, and how hard was that pickup on that in-between hop?
Yeah, got to shout out my catching coach here, Cousins, and one of our bullpen catchers. We worked on that a lot in spring training. They probably hit us 100 balls a day, just working on the tag, working on getting in the glove clean, and putting that knee down. So got to shout out to them. We worked on that a lot in spring training.
So your parents, you had your girl, you had a lot of people at the first debut at Tyken Park. What's it been like for them to witness your dream come true?
I think it's been about as exciting for them as it was for me. Like when I'm out there, I'm focused, so I tried to take in the moment on Thursday as much as I could while still being focused on the game. But I think for them, it was just kind of amazing to see like where I've come from, as a little kid, and then at Mercer, and now here. So I think it was about as special for them as it was for me.
How great was it to go back into your locker, open up your phone, and see how many text messages and calls you had?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I have an unbelievable support system. It took me about 2 to 3 days to get through them all. So if anybody, to all the people out there, if I took a little longer, I apologize. But I wanted to make sure I get back to everybody. And then after yesterday, I got another big swarm of texts for all the big congratulations for the hit and the first win behind the plate. So I got a huge support system and could not say enough about everybody back home.
Well, people might not realize, because when you made your debut, you're coming from El Paso, where the Sugar Land Space Cowboys were playing. You had some flight issues, right? And then by the time you land, you find out you're starting that night and catching Kai-Wei Tang. Take us through that.
Yeah, I woke up at about 5:20, got my Uber for 5:45. I get to the airport at 6, and my flight was supposed to be at 8, and then I checked the flight status, and it said 12:45, and of course I'm already at the airport at 6. And I was like, well, at least I'm here early, and I'm not going to miss my flights. So I got that out of the way. But yeah, then I was just sitting there. I was trying to eat, when I had those nerves going, so I didn't have a huge appetite, but I knew I needed to get something in my body. So I tried to eat as much as I could, and then, I didn't know if I was in the lineup or not. And then we go up in the sky, and I have no reception up there. And then all of a sudden we hit the ground, and I see the text, and I see that I'm in the lineup. So it was both exciting and a lot of nerves at the same time. But it was awesome. I had plenty of time to get everything done here with the staff, and having my debut be with Tang was nice, because I caught him a lot in spring training, a lot of bullpens, a lot of live at-bats, a few innings in the spring training game. So it was nice to have somebody that I was pretty familiar with.
Runner goes, pitches on the ground, and it's past the second baseman, Peraza. Joey Loperfido was moving on the 3-2 pitch, and that ball got past the Angels second baseman, who was trying to hold his foot on the bag. So the Astros will have first and second with 1 out.
Good job by Jake. He got a fastball he could handle at 99, but it was kind of interesting seeing Peraza at second base covering the steal. He actually had a chance, but as he's holding the bag, didn't really focus on the baseball, so it ends up being a knock for Jake Myers, and the Astros have action with a pretty good wrist guy at the plate in Christian Vasquez. But Colin, I'm glad you answered the question about Kai-Wei Tang, because it's one thing to get off the plane and realize that you're going to be in the lineup, but maybe catching somebody that you're familiar with kind of helped out a little bit. What did you see from Tang in that first inning? Was there anything that kind of caught your eye with how he was trying to deal with the control of his sweeper?
His sweeper is always a huge weapon for him, so I obviously knew that going in, knew that from spring. So, I was confident that he would do his thing out there, and I was just trying to be a good backstop for him, keep him comfortable. That's kind of a big part of the job, is make sure these guys know that I'm here for them, and we're just always trying to get the job done.
As a catcher making his major league debut, I've got to think you've been doing a lot of work. You got to catch Spencer yesterday for the first time. What's your day-to-day like in getting to know these guys and what they like to do when they're on the mound? Yeah, a lot of conversations, a lot of time on the iPads looking at their charts, and a lot of these other hitters that we're facing, just making sure I know the strengths and the weaknesses of both the hitters and our pitchers, knowing how they like to attack. Again, I just want to make sure these guys feel comfortable when I'm behind the plate. So it's a lot of studying of the hitters, of our own staff,
good amount of conversations with the pitchers and the coaches, but it's been pretty smooth.
You've got a couple of starts under your belt now. What has been the biggest surprise for you here at the big league level?
The biggest surprise, I would say.
Other than the spreads.
Yeah, the spreads. Yeah, the spreads are nice. I've heard a lot about the spread, so all that is true. Honestly, it's just how awesome all the guys have been. You know, like when you meet these guys in spring training, it's one thing, but then once the real season comes along and there's a lot of pressure on everybody, you never know what you're going to get, and all the guys have been pretty amazing. And when I got that hit yesterday, I looked in the dugout and saw how excited everybody was for me. It was pretty amazing. These guys have been super welcoming, so I cannot say enough about all of them.
Colin Price joining us in the dugout. Astros have a couple of base runners, one via the walk. They ruled that ground ball by Jake Myers a base hit, so they originally had an error on the board, but they changed that to a hit, so Jake's on the board with a hit. Jeremy Pena batting with 2 on and 2 outs in an 0-1 count. Colin, we're not going to have any more time for questions, but thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate
Absolutely.
the time.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Colin.
Colin Price joining us from the dugout. Astros strand 2 in the second, down 2-0.
Make the All-Star Game an All-Stros game. Send your Houston Astros to Philadelphia this summer with the 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star Ballot. Vote 5 times daily at astros.com/vote. TK.
Very much. Lauren Callender joining us on this road trip as Jose Siri will lead off the bottom half of the second inning. Former Astro Jose Siri, who's now with the Angels. Jose played 2 seasons with Houston. Got in 69 games between 2021 and 2022. Things are never boring around Jose Siri. He brings some energy. He brings some excitement as he gets down to the count 0-2.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the spotlight. He always seems to have that attention on him with that kind of that flair that he plays the game with.
Got in 16 games with the Mets last year. Now his 20th game with the Angels this season. And he's down on 3 pitches. Kai-Wei Tang has 3 strikeouts. 2 of them 3-pitch strikeouts as he gets Siri to start the second.
Wasn't messing around, just threw him a couple of fastballs that he couldn't catch up with.
Now Sebastian Rivero will bat. Rivero came into Sunday's game with 6 hits on the year and 45 at bats. He was batting .133 on the season. And then he proceeded against the Dodgers on Sunday to have a 5-for-5 day with 6 runs batted in.
That's a good day.
He went from 133 to 220 in one day. He has more 5-hit games than Jose Altuve. And he's on base again. 6 for his last 6 after starting the year 6 for 45.
Dude is locked in. Man, he's got to be good friends with Adam Eaton over there.
Sebastian Rivero, 3-day span here. He's having an out-of-body experience lately. Now Zach Neto, the batter. Neto walked and scored the Angels' first run. And first pitch bouncing wide, 1-0. Neto's been good over the last couple of weeks. His last 13 games, 1,057 OPS. 5 home runs and 13 runs in those 13 games. Oh, fastball got him in the back. Neto hit by a pitch. Gonna put 2 runners on with 1 out. Second hit by pitch of the night for Kai-Wei.
It's a fastball that didn't really get to its release point. And it just hits the spine of Zach Neto.
So now 2 on with 1 out for Mike Trout. Trout takes a strike. Trout struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. Both of the first inning runs scored by the Angels were unearned runs against Kaiway in the first inning. Astros had a couple of potential double play ground balls. Neither one was turned for a double play. One resulted in no outs. The other resulted in 1 out. 0-2 pitch, ground ball past Christian Walker for a base hit. Being held up at third is Rivero. They do not want to test the arm of Cam Smith. The bases will be loaded with 1 out as Trout singles on an 0-2 pitch. That snaps an 0 for 22.
Got a fastball down and away. Just shoots it the other way, stays on top of that baseball and hits it hard.
So Wade Meckler, who hit that ground ball that resulted in an error, will bat here with the bases loaded. Meckler's a local kid who went to Esperanza High School about 15 or 20 minutes from the stadium here. His dream was always to play for the Angels, and here he is playing his 17th game in an Angels uniform after starting the year at Double-A. Off the plate, 1-1.
That's the same high school that Corey Blum graduated from.
Is that right?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Or
When I
Belinda.
wrote my notes down.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, I'm sure it didn't pop up on Baseball Reference.
Did not show up at B-Ref. No. That ball's hit hard past Pena into left field. 2 runs are going to score. Joey Loperfido plays it back to second, where Meckler's going to try to get to second, and he is safe. Good hustle by Wade Meckler, beating the throw by Loperfido on a 2 RBI base hit.
Second time through the order, the Angels are coming out here swinging the bats. Tang having some issues with command, but that was a good piece of hitting by Meckler, just staying on that sinker down and away and hitting it hard through the Astros infield. That was a good read by Meckler on that ball. Really hustled after, so he gets the extra 90 feet.
You can see Loperfido and Myers trying to decide who was going to make the play, and Joey did not get off his best throw. Meckler turned a single into a 2 RBI double. 4-0 Angels here in the second inning. On the heels of Kaiway allowing a season high 5 runs, he's now allowed 6 runs in this game. That's a double down the line for Joe Adell to score 2 more. 6-0 Angels, just 1 out in the second inning.
Yeah, they're getting after mistakes in the zone. Kaiway was out of the zone in that first inning, was able to work out of some damage with only giving up a couple of runs. Now it's been pitches that have been staying in the zone. That was a hanging curveball, and Joe Adell gets on top of it and hits it hard past Isak.
So a couple of 2-run doubles back to back have turned a 2-0 game into a 6-0 game, and now base hit to right off the bat of Shonowell. They won't test Cam Smith again, but that is 4 consecutive hits after Zach Neto was hit by a pitch and 5 hits in the inning. 6 straight reaching base. We have not seen Kaiway Tang struggle like this all season long. Most of the time when he's given up runs, it's been later in the game.
Yeah, that was a center cut fastball. Shonowell jumped all over it. There's been some loud noises in this inning. That one at 100.1, previous at 103.3, 99, 98.4.
6 runs for the Angels on 4 hits. Actually, should be 5 hits now. chopper. They won't be able to get two on this one. Pena will take the play to first. In to score Joe Adell. That'll be the second out of the inning. It's now a 7-0 Angels lead. Well, Blummer, we have to look at the bullpen chart a little earlier than we'd like to here in the second inning.
Yeah, Blue Ball threw 29 pitches a couple of days ago. Limber Santa, he can give you multiple innings, but yeah, they're going to have to cover some outs for Kai Tang because the Angels have come out swinging the bats here in the second inning.
There is Blue Ball beginning to loosen up. Astros do have an off day on Thursday. So if they are aggressive using their bullpen in the next couple of days, they'll get a breather on Thursday before the Kansas City series. But you want your starter to at least go 4 or 5 innings if possible. Kaiway right now with bullpen action in the second, having allowed 7 runs. It's a big swing, no contact at that 2-0 pitch. It's 2-1 to Guzman.
Yeah, Guzman's been chasing those sweepers, so if he can get another one right here, or get a couple right here to put him away, that would be huge.
Sweeper has not been as effective tonight.
Not at all.
He misses with the changeup. It's 3-1. Changeup's at 92.
Yeah. Statcast has a real issue with that changeup from Kaiway. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Go ahead and do that again.
Trying to feed on the aggressiveness of the young third baseman who struck out swinging his first time up. Kaiway does have 3 strikeouts of his 5 outs tonight. That's a pop up into shallow right field. Cam Smith will make the play. And that'll do it for the Angels, but they send 9 men to the plate and score 5 runs. It's now a 7-0 LA lead. Time to take a look at tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. We're going to ask you on this anniversary of Yordan Alvarez's Major League debut, which postseason series performance is his best? The 19 World Series with the 11-12 OPS, the 21 ALCS, 12 hits, 522 batting average, the ALDS in 23. For the 23 ALCS, he was a monster in all 4 of those series. Go to Space City HN, use the hashtag Stropole. Here he is, Yordan Alvarez. Astros have a lot of ground to cover, but they also have 7 at bats to work with as they are down 7-0 here in the third.
Yeah, they've got some work to do. Got that pitch count working pretty good against Urania, but they need to get some runners on and some big swings.
Kai Tang's already thrown 53 pitches. Urania's at 50. We've seen over 100 pitches in this game, and we are just starting the third.
It's not good for my mood, Todd.
Yordan smashes one past the pitcher and into center field. The big man on base for the second time with a walk and now a single. 114.6 off the bat of Yordan Alvarez. Happy anniversary.
That was 97, maybe down and in just a little bit, and he just sends it right back through the middle at 114.6. Woo.
Make sure you get out of the way of that line drive.
Yes, please.
So that's a good start. Christian Walker delivers a fly ball to left. Coming in and towards the line is Wade Meckler, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, Walker flies out, and Isaac Paredes will bat. Astros now with 2 hits. Urania's also walked 3 batters thus far, including Paredes' first time up on 4 pitches. Isaac has good career numbers against the Angels. He's played 30 games against this team. He has an OPS of 1,012 lifetime. Sox had a double in 5 at-bats last night. One of the Astros' 6 doubles. Their first 6 hits last night were all doubles. And he is hit by that pitch, so the Astros will have 2 runners on for Jose Altuve. 3 walks and now a hit batter for Urania.
98-mile-an-hour sinker up and in. Just clip maybe that elbow pad. We'll see it on our UTM, the Anderson strike zone. Just clip the edge of that elbow pad.
Altuve batting with first and second for the 2nd time tonight. Last time he batted with first and second and 2 outs. Now with 1 out. Jose struck out swinging, 1 of 4 strikeouts for Urania. Delivers a strike, 0-1. Jordan on second, Paredes on first. They've both been on twice tonight. Altuve tries to check his swing and does. It's 1-1. Jose looking for his first hit of the series. Did score the winning run last night as the unearned runner in extra innings. Fouls that one off. It's 1-2. Astros have won 11 consecutive series here at Angel Stadium. Got a big deficit to overcome tonight after winning last night in the first game of the series.
Pretty big swing and a good sweeper to hit in that 2-strike count.
One's wide, 2-2. Urania started the year in the bullpen. After 2 appearances against the Astros, he was sent down to AAA to lengthen himself out. Made 2 starts with Salt Lake this year, and then was brought back in mid-April to begin his turn in the rotation with the Angels. Now making his 10th start of the year. Pretty big pitch early here with a 7-0 lead. He's got 2 on and a full count here to Altuve as the Astros try to rally. And that's a called 3rd strike. Altuve down looking. Strikeout number 5 for Urania in the 2nd out of the inning.
Don't miss the Astros' next home series against the Detroit Tigers from June 15th to the 17th. Get your tickets now at astros.com/SGT.
Altuve is one of the leaders in overturns on the year in terms of ABS challenges.
That would have been a good one.
The Astros lost a challenge when Cam Smith challenged an 0-2 pitch his first time up. Altuve would have won that.
If he had Cam strike zone, yeah. Yeah, it might have been maybe a little bit below that zone.
Cam has not had a lot of success in the ABS challenges. And we mentioned Altuve with the most overturns for the Astros. Cam, with that loss, his first challenge is now 7 for 17. Cam had a couple of hits last night. He now has 4 hits his last 2 games. Hit the ball hard his first 3 times up in last night's game, all over 104.8 miles an hour. Looking for a pitch he can drive here and get the Astros on the board. That's not it. Off the plate, 3-1. Joey Loperfido, who walked on 4 pitches, is on deck. Out to the mound goes Sebastian Rivero to chat with his 22-year-old righty. Just turned 22 in late January. Now a word from Texas Mattress Makers.
Don't strike out on your sleep. Hit a home run every night on a mattress made by Texas Mattress Makers.
Extend the discussion here in a 3-1 count.
It was a very slow walkout, and it has been a very extended conversation between Urania and Rivero. There's obviously no rush getting back behind the plate either.
That's wide, ball 4. The Astros will have them loaded up for Joey Loperfido in his first game back since mid-April.
Let's hope Joey has a little bit of fun right here and try and get the Astros back into this with a base hit, maybe a couple of runs.
Joey went through his rehab process for the Astros, but then was optioned to AAA Sugarland and called up today with Lamont Wade Jr. going on the IL. And he goes after the first one and fouls at 0-1.
Joey's a good low ball hitter. That one down out of the zone, maybe a little aggressive on that first fastball that he saw.
Checks his swing on that one down. It's 1-1. Walk allowed by Urania is now 4 in the game. He's also hit a batter. 4 is the second highest total of his young career. That one catches the outside corner. And Loperfido down on the count 1-2.
Loperfido got to trust those instincts. See where it is on our UTM. The Anderson strike zone just off that outside corner at 98.
Astros have had some base runners on the first few innings. They stranded 2 in the first and 2 in the second. Hoping not to add to that total here with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Next pitch is going to be the 70th of this game for Urania.
And he's pitching a shutout. Close, but that's a full count, which means everybody will be off with the next pitch.
Pitch is called a ball catcher challenge.
Sebastian Rivero is going to challenge that 2-2 pitch, hoping to get a strikeout to end the inning.
Call is confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
And again, Rivero probably challenging that one because the previous strike in the at-bat was called in the same spot.
Dylan Wilson has still not had a call overturned on him this year, and 3 times behind the plate. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch coming, and Loperfido down on strikes. Astros will strand 7 in the first 3, and they're down 7-0.
Fitting. Get Out and Play is driven by Toyota. We have seen some good outfield play from some young men who have moved from the infield to the outfield. Cam Smith out there in right field. Bryce Matthews in center field making a great play out there in Boston. Then you saw Cam Smith rob a home run. He got the chance to show off his cannon out there in Seattle, cutting down Julio Rodriguez. And then last night we got to see Bryce Matthews make a very good throw to home plate, and the tag by Colin Price. The Roomies cutting down the Hall of Famer Mike Trout. We've seen some good. Are you okay? Okay, because you about broke my foot.
You're talking to our stage manager, Hall of Famer John Reynolds.
Yeah, we saw some good defense from those guys in the outfield.
Is your foot okay?
I'm gonna have to walk this off. I didn't expect that kind of panic. Are you okay? Okay. I'm here for you, man. It's not my first time either.
Kaiway facing Jose Siri gets a called strike. It's 1-2. Baseball historian John Reynolds helping us out for this series here in Anaheim. Also maybe doing some damage to Blummer on that last foul ball that was just below the boot.
Yeah, I've got right shin discomfort.
How about with more on the outfield defense? We'll check in with Lauren Callender as Blummer recovers.
Yeah, hey guys, I talked to Anthony Iapoce today just kind of about Bryson and Cam Smith and what they've been able to accomplish as they have transitioned to outfielders. And we both kind of agreed that their baseball IQ is there. So it's a lot of that and a lot of athleticism, and what they bring to the table is pretty unique in the fact that they're able to go out there and excel. And right now he's just been working on different things with them at the plate, and they have a specific skill set. And so he said it's pretty incredible. We're just, letting them bide their time and not put too much pressure on themselves as these young guys. We're coming out of an era in the past where Springer was in the outfield and Reddick was in the outfield. And so they'll get there, and they just need to, not put pressure on themselves and keep learning as young guys in the outfield.
All right, Lauren. Jose Siri battling here with Kaiway Tang leading off the bottom half of the third inning. Both pitchers with elevated pitch counts in the third inning, and Siri helps out by going after that sweeper. That was well off the plate. Siri striking out for the second time.
Let's have some fun and go back and look at that play on our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. There we get it behind the scenes as Bryce comes charging in, makes the pick. And how about the throw? 230 feet away from home plate, and he unleashed 93.2. And a beautiful animation of the block at home plate by Colin Price. That was very cool.
Sometimes we take for granted the transition that both Bryce and Cam have had to make. Infield to outfield, they are becoming excellent defensive outfielders.
Yes. I'm in complete agreement with that. It's not easy at all. But Lauren said it right. The athleticism of these guys allows them to move out there and make good plays, but you also have to have that intuition. And these guys have that savvy to understand where to be and how to put their bodies in position to be able to make some of those plays. It's been fun to watch.
Cam continues to be amongst the leaders in outs above average. He's shaded towards right a little bit here on Sebastian Rivera, who's on an absolute heater. He is 6 for his last 6, including a single his first time up. 6 for his first 45 this year. Now the backup catcher has a hit in 6 straight at bats. Cam still with the most outs above average of all right fielders. He has 6. Next closest in right field is Corbin Carroll with 5. If you go to the defensive run saved leaderboard, that's where Wilyer Abreu has an advantage over Cam. This guy is unreal. Sebastian Rivera, 7 for his last 7. Adam Eaton can only laugh.
Yeah, he's having a couple of days he's never going to forget. Right now, this pitch looks like some of the beach balls that are bouncing around the stadium sometimes in the stands. He is seeing the ball real well right now.
7 for 7. Here's Zach Neto.
It's way better than 6 for 7.
That was his motion to the bullpen or to the dugout after his first hit. He has a career total of 30 hits, including that last one. Started out his career with Kansas City. This ball back to right, and Cam Smith has it lined up. Cam puts it away for the second out of the inning. Zach Neto flies out to right. So 30 career hits, 5 of them happen to be in one day. Jose Altuve is over 2,400 hits and has never had 5 in one day.
Baseball is an interesting sport where things like that can happen.
Here's the other 27, Mike Trout. Trout with a single to run scored his last time up, back for the 3rd time here. Kaiway tonight giving up runs early, but this is generally the time when things get a little dicey for him. 3rd time through the lineup and the pitch count getting close to 70. But today it's been different in that he struggled, especially 2nd time through the lineup. 1st time was a couple of unearned runs. 2nd time through the lineup, he gave up 4 consecutive base hits and a hit by pitch to start. That ball's hit sharply, but Pena's there. Trout hit it on the nose, but he grounds into a fielder's choice to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on. The Angels scoreless for the first time, are still leading 7-0.
Settle in for more Astros baseball tomorrow night as they take on the Angels in the series finale. Coverage begins with Astros pregame at 8 p.m. on SCHN and SCHN Plus.
Astros with a lot of base runners in 3 innings. None of them have crossed the plate. Albert Urania has kept his stellar ERA at home intact despite allowing a couple of base hits, including 1 to Jake Myers. He's also walked 4 and hit a batter. The Astros with 7 men left on through 3 innings. We'll try and get that turned around here in the 4th, down by 7. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Urania in his rookie season has never thrown 100 pitches in a start. So we'll keep an eye on that pitch count, which is elevated despite the shutout through 3. He has 5 quality starts, including 3 of his last 4, but it would be stunning at this point to imagine him getting through 6 innings today. Drops in the sweeper for a strike, and Jake down in the count 1-2. Myers with Joey Loperfido on the move in the 2nd inning. Hit a ground ball that scooted past Oswald Peraza. Peraza was trying to hold the bag. Didn't get his in front of it as he tried to turn a double play. Jake was credited with a hit. A ball popped into right. Coming on Jose Siri, looking into the dusk sky, and puts it away for the 1st out. By the way, Jake was not credited with a sacrifice fly last night on the game-winning run. Infielder catching the ball has to be moving away from home plate to be credited with a sacrifice, and the infielder in that case, Nick Madrigal, was camped under it. Just an advancement by Altuve on a pop-up. Now pitch to Christian Vasquez is down for a ball, 1-0. Originally they ruled it an error on O'Hoppe, but they took that error away.
It wasn't the best play, but it's still a tough error at home plate.
Shortstop Zach Neto takes his time with Christian Vasquez down the line. There's 2 away. Urania has an opportunity for his first clean inning. He hasn't had any inning without at least 2 base runners as he now faces Jeremy Pena for the 3rd time. Pena struck out and popped up. First pitch strike. Astros had their bullpen going in the 2nd inning, but it's been quiet since. Kaiway had his first clean inning of the game in the 3rd. That one's down. It's 1-1. try to hold up. That's a swing. Now JP down in the count. Mentioned Colin Price always has a special memory of his first base hit last night here at Angel Stadium. Pena's first career home run was here at Angel Stadium. Gets down the line nicely here, but Denzer Guzman throws him out by less than a step. 1-2-3 inning for Arena for the first time tonight. 7-0 Angels. Welcome your newest little fan to the Astros family with the Astros Rookies Club presented by Houston Methodist. This program designed for newborns includes a bib, swaddle blanket, milestone markers, and Astros birth certificate. Join now at astros.com/rookies club. That was early in the season with Spencer and his two little twin boys. Spencer did a nice job getting through 6 innings last night for the Astros. I don't think that's going to be the same for Kai Wei, although we'll see how he fares here. Third time through the lineup. Wade Meckler's been on base twice with a double was last time. A 2 RBI double, also reached on an error. Kai Wei did have his best inning last inning in the third, allowing just a single and facing 4 batters, but it has been a battle for him tonight. Has not had his command from the jump, was struggling in the first inning throwing strikes. And he has fallen behind 3-0 here on Meckler to start the 4th. There's a strike. Off the plate, ball 4. Kai Wei, who walked 2 in the first inning, now walks his 3rd. There have been a couple of hit batters as well tonight. Here's Joe Adell. By the way, you may have seen Trey Mancini catch the ground ball out to end the top half of the 4th inning. Mancini's in the game at first base for Nolan Shonowell, who was hit by a pitch and stayed in there and had a single his second time, but now he's out of the game. So Mancini, who had 3 hits last night in his return to the big leagues, is on deck, landing in the 5 spot for Kurt Suzuki. Adell followed up the 2 RBI hit by Meckler in the second inning with a 2 RBI double of his own. He's also drawn a walk, down to the count here, 0-2. Here's Trey. Adell has done most of his damage on the road this year. Those 2 RBIs, just his 14th and 15th at home, compared to 24 RBIs on the road. That one off Vasquez. Dylan Wilson checks with Vasquez, and he's okay. Dylan, as we mentioned, umpiring his 3rd game behind the plate. All 3 have been Astros games. Last time he was umpiring was Kai Wei Teng's start against the Rangers back on May the 16th. That one's wide, 2-2. Kai Wei's another guy that has never been at 100 pitches, so as he throws his 80th pitch of the night, only working with another 10 to 15 pitches max tonight. This ball towards the line and right. Cam Smith drifts over, makes the catch. Joe Adell flies out to right for out number 1.
Play like a champion is powered by Champion Energy. And speaking of Trey Mancini, Remember, he came into that 22 World Series in relief of Yuli Gurriel, who got hurt. Made a great pickup on a ball that almost snuck down the line, and then he was leading the celebration at the end as the Astros were crowned 2022 World Series champs. Good memories for Trey Mancini and the rest of us.
Yeah, here he is back in the big leagues just a couple of years after he was out of baseball completely in 2024. Wasn't sure if that was going to be the end of his career or not. Now reunited with Brady Anderson, who's the hitting coach here in Anaheim. With more on Trey, let's go down to Lauren.
Joe Espada was catching up with him before the game. I asked him how that conversation went, and he said they were just talking about his long journey to get back to the big leagues and his humility, saying that he was just as nervous yesterday as he was when he was awaiting his major league debut. And so he says, which knowing him, it's exciting, and he's really, really happy for him, especially after the night he had yesterday in his second debut in the league.
Yeah, debut at age 34, part 2. He's already won Comeback Player of the Year once, but it's such a good story, and he's such a good guy. You can't help but root for Trey Mancini.
No, he is a really good guy. I'm with you on that.
Trey with the Marlins in spring training of 24, with the Diamondbacks at AAA last year, and with the Angels at AAA this year, but hadn't played in the big league since the end of July of 23 with the Cubs, the year after winning the World Series with the Astros. Kaiway with a 1-2 count. Kaiway has 4 strikeouts tonight. That one wide, 2-2. We've seen some misses tonight from Kaiway that we don't normally see. It's been bigger misses than we're used to. I know he's only walked 3, and he has had higher walk totals before, but he has hit 2 batters and just not enticing with some of these 2-strike pitches. There's one that's enticing. That's a called third as Mancini goes down for the 5th strikeout for Tang.
That sweeper just stayed on that up and away corner. Mancini just got locked up and couldn't pull the trigger on it.
Now Oswald Peraza. Peraza 0 for 2, but both of his outs have picked up RBIs. Drove in an RBI on a fielder's choice in the first and an RBI and a ground out in the second. Counts 0-1 on the Angels' second baseman. That's a base hit into center. Peraza with a clean hit, putting 2 runners on here with 2 outs. Angels now up to 7 hits to match their run total. Denzer Guzman, who is struck out and flied out to right. Gets that edge called. It's 0-1.
The majority of the misses from Kaiway Tang have been to that glove side. Even the strikes that have been called have been in that down and away zone. 2 right-handed hitters.
That's going to be a challenge from Guzman. He's been thinking about challenging all night long. Finally,
Pitcher's called a strike, batter's challenging.
Testing Dylan Wilson, strike zone on the outside edge, and that will be the first
Call's
time.
overturned. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
First time Dylan Wilson has had a call overturned on him behind the plate in his 3rd time.
Got his money's worth.
He did. That was well off. Kaiway kept going out there. Finally, Guzman's like, I think that's far enough.
Finally convinced him to challenge it.
Kaiway is going to reach his season and career high in pitch count with this next pitch. So this should be his last inning. The Astros do have their bullpen going. Tang threw 91 pitches in 5 innings against the Brewers 2 starts ago. This will be his 92nd pitch in the 4th inning tonight. And it's down 3-1. AJ Blueball warming up for a 2nd time. He'll likely be asked to give Joe Espada multiple innings tonight. Line drive caught by Christian Walker. Headed towards right field for an RBI, but Walker made a nice play to end the inning. 2 left on. We end the 4th with a 7-0 Angels lead.
Christian Walker with a great play to end the 4th, but his offense is the focus of tonight's power play presented by HEB, particularly his road offense. He's been great across his last 81 road games, and the numbers speak for themselves. Entering tonight, he's batting .303 on the road with 100 hits, 25 home runs, and 68 RBI across those games. And speaking with Joe Espada and assistant hitting coach Anthony Iapoce, they both told me he's one of the most consistent players in the game. Joe pointed out how Seawalk found consistency with the quality of at-bats through the second half of the 2025 season, and he's been able to carry that here into 2026. The quality of contact, swing decisions, and just his presence overall being a little calmer. That's been key for Christian, especially on the road, TK.
Yeah, that's a lot of hits in 81 games with an even hundo. Well, that's second behind Yordan Alvarez, who's been on base twice tonight with a walk and a single. Yordan's been on base twice. Isaac Paredes has been on base twice. The Astros still don't have a run across as Yordan fouls off the 0-2 pitch from Urania. Albert Urania getting the start tonight. Had a great month of May. Gave up 3 runs in his first start in June against Colorado in 6 innings. Had an ERA of 1.64 in May. Now he's shutting down the Astros through 4 innings despite a lot of traffic. One of the keys to Urania this year is when he's had runners in scoring position, he has locked it down.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. He really has.
Astros failed with the bases loaded earlier tonight. He has held hitters to a 1 for 9 with the bases loaded this year. Yordan into center, coming on Trout. He'll play it on a hop. The big man on base for the 3rd time tonight, 2 for 2 with a walk as he continues to put up a great 26 season.
It's usually a smoke show when he makes contact, but this one actually helped him out by not hitting it as hard. It was a changeup off the end of the bat. And with it being off the end of the bat, it doesn't carry all the way to Mike Trout. He has to play it in front of him. Yeah, the issue hasn't been getting base runners on. The issue has been getting them to cross home plate.
This one down to Christian Walker. It's 1-0. Walker went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs last night, 0 for 2 tonight. And his numbers against righties much better this year than against lefties.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. And I think a lot of it has to do with that adjustment on the fastball elevated in the zone.
Tough sweeper for a strike. It's 1-1. Shows up to 3 hits now. Yordan with 2 of the 3 hits. Walker feels that one as he lays out at the plate. Quite a reaction from Seawalk.
Yeah, he went FOB after fouling that one off his shin. Just collapses. Goes into the moon stretch. Moon rising.
He is one with the earth. He does that grounding thing where he walks a lot in the outfield before games with bare feet.
That might have hit just above the shin guard, but yeah, you're right. He is pretty well grounded. You do that?
I've never.
No.
I'll try it. Why not? But no.
I would if I didn't have a dog.
Good point. Walker seems to be okay with a 1-2 count. Checked on by athletic trainer Eric Velasquez. A little more dangerous when you own a dog.
Yeah, especially at my size, just bound to run into trouble.
Angels have their bullpen going. We mentioned Ureña's never thrown 100 pitches in any of his rookie season starts. So they have the lefty Brent Suter warming up. As Ureña's trying to get through 5 to qualify with a 7-0 lead. And he can't find the plate after getting ahead 1-2. It's now a full count to Walker. That's the dilemma right now for Kurt Suzuki and Mike Maddox. Wins are not quite as critical now as they used to be in baseball, but they'd still like to get their young right-hander through 5 if possible with this lead. But he's also thrown a lot of pitches. Walker sends one to right. Jose Siri has it lined up. And Walker retired for the first out of the inning. Frustrating night so far for Christian, as Isaac Paredes will bat for a 3rd time.
I think Suzuki's trying to take into account the number of pitches and maybe the scoreboard a little bit, maybe extending Ureña just because he's got that 7-run lead.
Well, the guy at the plate's usually a guy that will see a lot of pitches. The only reason Isaac hasn't seen many pitches tonight is because he walked on 4 pitches his first time, and he was hit with the 2nd pitch last time. It averages a major league best 4.46 pitches per plate appearance. And he's taken the first 2 to get to a 2-0 count. Last start for Ureña threw a career-high 99 pitches against the Rockies. There's a strike.
Just as I was going to say, the velocity was dipping a little bit. That last pitch at 98. So reaching back and getting a little bit more. Is Ureña. Average 98 in the first inning, 97 in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. In the top of the 5th so far, just 95.8. But I'm sure that last pitch will help bump that average up a little bit.
It's going to be quite a contrast when they go from Ureña to Suter.
Oh, man.
Called 3rd strike. Paredes wasn't sure about it, but he takes a called 3rd for the 2nd out. 7 strikeouts for Ureña.
It's time to play Astros Trivia, powered by Reliant. Our question for you is, Yordan Alvarez is one of 3 Astros to have 3 home run games, including the postseason. Who are the other 2?
Ureña's career high in strikeouts is 8. Did that against the Padres back in April. He's got 7 now. He has struck out Altuve twice tonight, once swinging and once looking. Angels have pitched Altuve tough in this series. He's 0 for 7, and they have struck him out 4 of the last 5 at bats. That one's up, 2-1.
99 as Ureña emptying the tank here with 2 outs against Jose.
That one down. Jose with a 3-1 count. Angels had to use their bullpen for 4 2/3 innings last night in that 10-inning game. They do have an off day like the Astros coming up on Thursday. We'll see if Altuve reaches, if that might be it for Urania. This could be his final batter. And that is up ball 4. The Astros will have 2 on. Another walk allowed by Urania. That is 5 to match a career high. He's also hit 2 batters. And for now, Kurt Suzuki is going to let him get at least 1 more batter. They're going to go out and have a word with Urania. It looks like Suter is ready to go. They're just giving him a little breather here to try and get that final out of the 5th. Now, a word from Taquerias Hernandez.
I'm Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros, and my favorite food is at Taquerias Hernandez.
Five walks and a hit batter tonight. The Astros do have 3 hits. Now Cam Smith, who drew 1 of those 5 walks, takes a first pitch off the plate, 1-0.
Bit of a learning experience right now for Urania, with Kurt Suzuki, the manager of the Angels, allowing him to go out there and get above that century mark and pitches thrown.
And he's going to get through the 5th with a pop up in the shallow right. Back on it is Peraza. He'll make an over the shoulder catch to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 walk. Astros strand 2 more. They've left 9 on tonight. Trail 7-0.
In Texas Power Pitchers presented by Ford. Over the last 5 games, the Astros bullpen has gotten the call and has done their job well. Looking at the numbers over those games, they rank at the top of the league in ERA, WHIP, opponent batting average, and OPS. Joe Espada attributes this to a few things. He told me that the presence of Josh Hader has made things feel more complete, and as the pieces are starting to come back together, the guys are starting to level up their game, and that creates more consistency in their performance. Josh Miller told me the bullpen guys have gotten their legs under them too, Blummer.
Yeah, it's a good thing when you start to understand your roles a little bit better. And it makes it easier to prepare and get ready for these games as A.J. Bluebaugh comes in to make his 27th appearance. As you see the numbers, I'm going to tell you, now stay with me. Stay with me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Number 69 is in the game.
Yeah.
It is the Astros' 69th game.
True story.
It's June 6th. June 9th. I boxed it.
So close.
Dang it. Sensing a theme.
Who sent you that note? John Reynolds?
No, Steve Sparks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, only Sparky thinks of things like that.
Today is 6-9.
Yeah.
June 9th.
I'm amazed he had enough time with the pace of play.
Game number 69. And A.J. Bluebaugh on the mound. It's all coming together tonight. Except for the Astros down 7-0. By the way, the Astros have left 9, Blummer.
Oh, there you go.
And the Angels have
6.
left 6.
Wow, what's going on? So weird.
So weird. Sebastian Rivero, can anybody get this catcher out? This guy had 6 hits on the season in 45 at bats, and now he is 7 for his last 7. Oh, it's fouled back. A.J. Bluebaugh trying to do something that no Dodger pitcher on Sunday and Kaiwei Teng today could do.
Injure himself?
No way.
Yeah, Neto's pointing to the dugout saying, come check on the hottest hitter in baseball.
Oh, no. His back? This guy has never had a stretch like this in his career.
Left wrist? So what happens when you get too many hits, man?
Oh. That didn't look comfortable right after the swing.
Kind of left arm kind of shuts down.
And you feel for this guy who's been a grinder his whole career.
Yeah.
He finally is on the hottest streak of his career. And he, on that swing, has some pain in his left wrist or hand area.
Yeah, this is not the time you want to feel any kind of pain if you're Rivero. You're seeing the ball so well and the swing's feeling good.
So you saw Logan O'Hoppe grabbing a bat. I think we're going to see O'Hoppe take over this at bat. Down in the count 1-2.
Just kind of interesting. It's that left hand. I mean, that's the catching hand when you're behind the plate too. So that thing takes a beating.
Yeah, that's going to be it. That's too bad.
Wow, that is too bad.
Sebastian Rivero will leave this game on a 7-for-7 run, and he's down in the count 1-2.
It's a lot of pressure on O'Hoppe.
So if O'Hoppe strikes out, that goes to Rivero.
And it stops the streak.
Stop the streak. AJ Blueball will get some warm-up pitches here. O'Hoppe, the normal starter for the Angels, will come on as a pinch hitter here in the 5th inning. That one's wide, 2-2. Final line on Kai-Wei Teng tonight. It was not anywhere close to what we've been seeing from Teng this year. 4 innings, 7 hits. There's a strike, and that's going to go on Rivero, who loses his 7-for-7 streak. O'Hoppe down looking. Teng, 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. The exact same line as last time with the runs and earned runs, but last time against the Pirates he went 5 innings. So Teng's finally hit a blip after being really good for the Astros in his first 5 starts. Now Zach Neto, the batter. He grounds one to the open right side, and that'll get through for a base hit. Neto on base for the 3rd time. That'll be a 2-out base runner for the Angels, who also reached via walk and hit by pitch. Now Mike Trout will bat. Trout a single and a run scored, 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch misses, 1-0. Two and 1 the count. Angels coming into this game had way better offensive numbers on the road than here at Angel Stadium. They had a difference of 111 points in their OPS, better on the road than at home. 753 on the road, 642 at Angel Stadium. But tonight has been one of their better home productive nights, with 7 runs thus far on 8 hits. Two pitch coming to Trout. Off the plate, full count.
Peppering that outside corner with fastballs.
Giving a look is Walker, but that's going to be in the crowd. Trout has 1 career hit against blue ball in 4 plate appearances. He's also drawn a walk. His 1 hit was a home run on opening day this year. This time he draws a 2nd walk against AJ. I'll put 2 runners on for the Angels here in the 5th.
Capture your favorite Astros memories and make them permanent. Part of Dyken Park with the Astros Legacy Brick program. Learn more and purchase your brick today at astros.com/bricks.
Here's Wade Meckler. Meckler goes after the pitch and misses the fastball 0-1. Meckler has reached 3 times in 3 different ways. Reached on an error in the 1st. Had a 2 RBI double in the 2nd. Drew a walk in the 4th. Meckler played with the Giants in the beginning of his career in 23. The DFA this past offseason and picked up by the Angels and now playing for his hometown team. AJ got 2 outs with nobody on. Now a single and a walk and a 2-1 count to the 3-hitter. It's going to be off the plate, ball 4. Blue ball had his incredible run towards the end of last year. He was really working with efficient innings. He's not been quite as consistent this year in terms of his pitches per inning pitched. Last year it was at 15.8. This year it's at 17.3. Adds up over the course of the season with lengthy innings, and now a ball ground and foul. And for AJ, it's been, more walks. The strikeout to walk ratio last year was 3.2 to 1. This year it's only 1.5, 1.6 to 1.
Wow.
That was before tonight with a couple of walks. That's 24 walks on the year. Joe Adell with an 0-1 count. Now down to the count 0-2. Odell down on strikes. Angels will leave the bases loaded here in the 5th. Lefty Brent Suter, soft tosser, will be on to face the Astros beginning in the 6th in this 7-0 game. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, and quality all at low prices on every item, every day. And by Texas Children's. Anaheim Regional Train Station out in the outfield here beyond Angel Stadium, and we have a new pitcher on in the 6th.
It's going to be left-hander Brent Suter. 24 games, a couple of starts. Lefty's hitting him pretty well at .327. Very herky-jerky delivery, and like TK said, doesn't throw very hard. Averages right around 87 miles an hour on his fastball. Relies on movement and deception.
So with that success for lefties against Suter, Joey Loperfido staying in the game here to face him. Joey has struck out and also drawn a walk. Takes a strike there. It's 1-2. Strikeout was with the bases loaded on a 3-2 pitch that looked like it was down. Astros have stranded a lot of base runners tonight as Loperfido goes down on strikes to start the inning. And a strikeout number 8 for Angels pitching. Normally, Blummer, when we have Julia with us, she's getting all kinds of gifts from fans that travel the country and watch Astros baseball. And tonight, I think Lauren Callender got a special treat.
Let's go.
Guys, I got a giant, can you see this? Look at this bucket of chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, my.
They are warm. They are gooey. They are delicious. So my dad's childhood best friend, high school best friend, lives here. He came to the game tonight, and he texted me in the 3rd inning. He said, "You want a chocolate chip cookie?" If you know me, you know I'm all about the desserts. So he brought me, I didn't know he was bringing me a bucket, so I've been handing it to the kids next to me in the suite. They're bringing me a water in exchange. This is my friend over here. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Because I've had 3 already, so I needed a water. But I'll save some for you guys on the bus.
Lauren, do you know of all the people on the Astros charter who the biggest fan of cookies is?
Tell me, you?
The guy that you sit next to on the flight.
Got it. Blummer, I got your back. I've got about 2 dozen chocolate chip cookies for you.
I am the cookie monster.
We will share them. And if TK's nice, he can have some too.
So she's already down 3?
Not really big. I mean, whatever. It's okay. Don't ask questions if you're going to ask me about my cookies.
Good for you.
Don't judge.
Good for you. Congrats. Getting love from Astros fans traveling here to SoCal. So it's your dad, her dad's best friend, one of his best friends?
Dad's childhood best friend. They grew up in Chicago, as did I. But he lives out here now, so we always stay in touch. And I texted him, told him I was in town, so he came to the game. He might be a season ticket holder here. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But he apparently knows all the good food in this ballpark, so he brought me.
What a cool gift.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Good for you.
Shout out to Mark. We love Mark.
We love Mark. That's the highlight right now with the Astros down 7-0.
Sure is.
Christian Vasquez facing Suter. Fouls one back, stays 1-2. Astros with a lot of base runners, but none crossing the plate. 9 stranded through 5 against the starter Walbert Urania, who went a career high in pitch count tonight as Kurt Suzuki tried to get him the W, up 7-0. Vasquez was flied out and grounded out as he bats for a 3rd time. 107 pitches thrown by the 22-year-old tonight. Gave up 3 hits, 5 walks, and a hit batter, but no runs. Danced right around that edge of the volcano all night, and now Suter on in the 6th. On the ground sharply, but the second baseman Peraza is there. He makes the play on Vasquez, so Suter comes in with a 1-2-3 6th inning. Still a 7-0 Angels lead. AJ Blueball will get his 2nd inning of work in here in the 6th inning. Allowed a single and a couple of walks with 2 outs last inning, but left the bases loaded, striking out Joe Adell to end the inning. Now Blueball will face Trey Mancini to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mancini on for Nolan Shotwell, who left the game with left calf tightness. And then Sebastian Rivera was also replaced in this game by Logan O'Hoppe. Rivera, we're waiting on the injury update from the clubhouse, but it looked like he was favoring his wrist after a swing. So 2 starters out of the game tonight, although O'Hoppe is the regular catcher for the Angels. As Mancini plays his 2nd game in an Angels uniform, having debuted last night after being away from the big league since 23. That one bouncing in there. It's 1-1. It's been all Angels, and it was early too. The Angels got 2 runs in the 1st with a little bit of sloppy defense and some sloppy pitching from Kai-Wei Tang. He walked 2 and hit a batter, and the Astros did not turn a couple of potential double play balls. Led to 2 unearned runs. And then Kai-Wei gave up 5 earned runs in the 2nd as 6 consecutive hitters reached base, 5 of them via base hits. And the Angels have not looked back. 7-0 game, bottom of the 6th inning. Ground ball slowly hit. Altuve will glove it on the shortstop side of the bag and throw out his former teammate for the 1st out of the 6th. Astros fans can stream Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. You can log on to SCHNplus.com to purchase the app directly. Already have Space City Home Network? You can download the app to access the content at no additional cost. Oswald Peraza, the batter. The ball misses up 1-0. Peraza with a single his last time up. He's 1 for 3. His single is the only at bat that he hasn't driven in a run. Now went to the backstop. And it's 2-0. Astros played the Angels the first 4 games of the season at Dyken Park. Both teams winning 2 games in that series. Angels looking to even up this series at a game apiece. Altuve to his left will make the throw just in time to get Peraza, who was hustling down the line for out number 2.
Here's a look at the All-State Good Hands replay. Couple of runners on, the shot to the left of Christian Walker, and he throws that mid out there and snags that and gets the Astros out of an inning and out of some potential damage with 2 runners on. It's been great over there all season long.
It has been a remarkable defensive year for Christian Walker, playing in game number 68 on the year. He is still error-free at first base and has saved a bunch of errors from his fellow infielders. He's amongst the leaders in scoops on the year. Now blue ball back where he was last inning with 2 outs and nobody on, hoping for a cleaner finish to the inning here, and he gets ahead of Denzer Guzman 0-2. Guzman was the one that lined out to Walker in that highlight you saw. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Ground ball. Altuve on 2 hops will charge and make the play for the final out of the inning. Good inning for A.J. Blueball. The Astros' first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stropole. It's an all-Jordan Chevy Stropole. Today is the 7th anniversary of his debut. Which is the most impressive of his postseason performances, and just barely edging out the 19 World Series is what he did in the ALDS in 2023. That wins with 33% to 32 for the 19.
That was a good one.
That is a good one. Every year got a lot of votes. So here we go. Shea Whitcomb is going to lead off as the Astros will go to their bench here in this 7-0 game facing Brent Suter. Jeremy Pena will be out of the game as Shea hits for Jeremy here. JP going 0 for 3 tonight. And Taylor Trammell's on deck to hit for Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez was on base all 3 times, but will leave the game here after a walk and a couple of hits. Pitches a strike to Whitcomb, who came into the game last night as a pinch runner for Christian Walker and stayed in the game. Played the bottom half of the 9th and the bottom half of the 10th. Did not get an at bat. Shea showing patience here against Suter. Now has a 3-1 count.
Shea might have some family and friends here. A couple-hour drive up from San Diego.
Yeah, that's a good call. Astros will be in San Diego later this year, taking on the Padres August 7th, 8th, and 9th at Petco Park.
I wonder if he packed his stick with him that Joey gave him.
That's right, the surfboard.
Yep.
Called 3rd strike. Down goes Whitcomb for the first out. 2 strikeouts for Suter. Now Taylor Trammell will bat. It was actually the 3rd time that Shea had faced Suter in his career. Now 0 for 3. Trammell facing him for the first time. Colin Price is in the on-deck circle to hit for Christian Walker. So Pena, Alvarez, and Walker will all be lifted from the game. The Astros still have Bryce Matthews available if they want to take somebody else out of this contest. It's 0-2 on Trammell. Taylor got 2 at bats yesterday before he was pinch hit for in the 6th inning. Now pinch hitting himself in the 7th of this game.
Have we had a headset participant play in the same game that they've been on the headset? Sally didn't play in that game. We had him on, did
We normally interview pitchers.
Yeah, and we had Sally on that one time, but he wasn't playing. He didn't come into that game.
I think this is it. I think this is the first, Blummer.
Yeah.
It's a great call. Well, here he is. He joined us in the top half of the second inning on headset, Colin Price.
Felt like yesterday.
He did have his first career major league hit in the game last night, a double into right field, as he takes a first pitch strike here. So Colin, who played a lot of first base in spring training, will go in and play first, you would assume, here for Christian Walker, who he's hitting for. Way out in front of that change piece, and it's 0-2. Isak Paredes is still in the game, so the only other one that Bryce Matthews might come in for could be Jose Altuve. We'll wait to see what happens next half inning. Altuve's chatting it up with Jordan on the top railing as if they both feel like their nights are over. 2-2 the count. There we go. Punch shot into right for the second major league hit. And the first time we've ever had somebody on headset that ended up with a base hit in the same game.
Yeah, that's good. Good mojo. The energy boost is powered by TXU Energy. And Price coming off the bench was on the headset in the second inning. And here in the seventh gets a base knock, his second knock of his career. Oh, the headset's on fire.
Couple of opposite field hits for Colin, just the fourth hit for the Astros. And in fact, Jose Altuve will be lifted from the game as Bryce Matthews is in the on-deck circle. So Pena, Alvarez, Walker, and Altuve all coming out of the game in the seventh inning. 1-0 pitch is up and in. Isak will play the whole game tonight. He's 0 for 1 officially with a walk and a hit by pitch. Well inside, it's 3-0. The 4 hits for the Astros tonight, 2 by Jordan Alvarez, 1 by Jake Myers, and that one by Colin Price. That's up, ball 4. The Astros will have 2 runners on here in the seventh inning. That is walk number 6 allowed by Angels pitching tonight. Paredes on base for a third time without a hit. A couple of walks and a hit by pitch. Here's the guy that was the hero defensively. First, we're going to get a meeting at the mound with the pitching coach Mike Maddox out. But Bryce Matthews with that throw from left field, gunning down Mike Trout in the bottom half of the 10th inning, preserving a 5-4 lead. The game would finish up 5-4 after 10. Now a message from Buick GMC. So fourth pinch hitter of the inning for the Astros is Bryce Matthews.
That's impressive.
That's your max, right?
Yeah, empty the tank.
Ground ball. That's going to be a fair ball. The Astros are on the board. In to score, Colin Price with his first major league run scored. And the Astros now trail 7-1. Bryce Matthews, an RBI hit off the bench.
How about that? It took a rocket down the right field line to get the Astros on the board. Change up, basically hit it like he threw it. That was a changeup coming in, a changeup coming out. Mancini can't get to it. And as it sneaks down that line, everybody advancing in the run finally across the board for the Astros.
See if Cam Smith can make things interesting with one big swing. Astros haven't had much going on, but Cam's got 2 on here with 2 outs. Astros with 3 straight base runners against Suter. Cam sends one to center, playable for Trout. He'll put it away for the final out of the inning. Astros do get a run on a couple of hits and a walk. Now trail 7-1. 7th inning stretch time here at Angel Stadium. We're going to check in with Eshin Bogey back in Houston in our Rooms to Go lounge.
Drive of the game. We're going to take it back to last night since Bryce Matthews is in the game. Bottom of the 10th, Jose Siri hits a base hit to left field, but Bryce Matthews fires it home to Colin Price, who gets Mike Trout at the plate. That would have been the tying run, a game-saving play at the plate. Bryce to Price, good stuff there. He was all smiles talking about that after the game, and we got to chat about it earlier today too, and he's like, getting Mike Trout at the plate just made that play so much sweeter. So really good stuff. We talked about it all day today and all last night, and he was super pumped to make that play with Colin Price behind the plate.
Thanks, Lauren. It was a good play. Now he gets a shot at second base. He's going to be playing behind a new pitcher in this game, Alimber Santa, coming into this game with a 1.13 ERA. Gave the Astros a couple of innings back on that homestand against the Athletics. In a couple of innings, gave up a hit and had 3 strikeouts in that time. There you see his numbers after 5 appearances.
Astros have new players at 3/4 of their infield positions. And also a new DH. There's a strike called. It's 1-1. There's Colin Price getting his first shot to play first base in the big leagues. Played plenty of first base for Sugarland the last few years. Bryce Matthews, as Blummer mentioned, is now at second base. And Price is going to get a little challenge here. Not much of one, but a one hopper that'll step on the bag in front of Jose Siri for the first out. Price gets an unassisted put out. The first batter he is in for defensively at first base. There you see Shea Whitcomb. He's the new shortstop. So Pena, Altuve, Walker, and Alvarez all out of the game. Taylor Trammell is the new DH. Logan O'Hoppe bats for the second time, although the first time when he was called out on strikes, it was charged to Rivero, and he's going to have a base hit, so he's officially 1-for-1 tonight with that ground ball between Paredes and Whitcomb.
Time now for our league leaders, presented by Houston Methodist. Talk a little bit more about that bullpen. How about lowest ERA since May 19th? The Atlanta Braves leading the way with a wonderful 2.09, but there the Astros sitting at 2.30. They have done a good job. We talked about how some of these roles are becoming a little bit more defined, and these guys have come in prepared and ready to go. A lot of credit to the starting rotation too for pushing that bullpen back a little bit.
Could be 2. Whitcomb to Matthews, and the new double play combo turns 2 on Zach Neto. Nice job by Alimber Santa as he rolls up a double play after the base hit.
Yellowwood is bringing the lumber, and so is the Astros offense. Highest percentage of hits that are extra base hits. Talked about all the doubles in last night's game. Not much today, but the Astros have gotten 36.4% of their hits have been extra base hits. Just behind the Yankees. There you see the Angels on that list as well, down at 35.6%. New pitcher into this game is going to be veteran left-hander Drew Pomeranz. On the season, he has a 5.31 ERA.
Joey Loperfido in his first game back since April 17th drew a walk his first time up. Now facing his second different lefty. He struck out looking against Brent Suter, who went 2 innings and allowed the only run of the game so far for the Astros. Loperfido pops one high in the air into the Anaheim night. Backing up is Oswald Peraza. He is going to stay with it for the out. Loperfido pops to second. That was deeper than the ball that scored Jose Altuve with the game-winning run last night.
Sure was.
Now Jake Myers will bat. Astros will have Hunter Brown on the mound tomorrow in what should be his 4th and final rehab start in anticipation of joining the Astros on the next homestand. Tonight the Astros had a couple of guys rehabbing for the Sugarland Space Cowboys. The pitcher we knew about was Christian Javier, who was going to get a start tonight, and things went very well for Javi. We'll show you the numbers after Myers at bat. But also his battery mate, Yainer Diaz. This is going to be a nice catch by Jose Siri as he goes into foul territory to make that play on Jake. Former teammates, one retires the other for the second out. So let's see what the guys did at Sugarland tonight, Blummer.
Yeah, Christian Javier looked good. 3 innings, 0 runs, 3 punch, 0 walks. Filling up the zone with 29 strikes and 44 pitches. And Yainer Diaz picked up a hit, 1 for 3, and scored a run. Those are very good signs.
Got 3 perfect innings for Javier. No hits, no walks. So, yeah. Some positives at Constellation Field tonight as the Astros are playing the Sacramento River Cats. There's a pitch for a strike. One of the rare times that Sutter Health Park is quiet because it's a field that is shared by both the River Cats and the A's, who are currently in Vegas. This one off the end of the bat, and Pomerantz will make the plays. He spins around and finds it for the final out. 1-2-3 inning for the veteran lefty. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-1 Angels.
The Junior Shooting Stars Dance Clinic returns this summer. Sign your child up today to learn a dance routine they'll perform on field prior to an Astros game. Register now at astros.com/dance. TK?
All right, Lauren, thank you. We head to the bottom of the 8th. That was a good first inning for Alember Santa as he'll go back out there for another inning of work. He did give up a base hit, but quickly recover with a double play on the next pitch. Now we'll face Mike Trout to start this inning. Trout batting for the 5th time. Angels still have a lot of their starters in there. They lost 2 starters to injury, Shanoel and Rivero. Trout batting here in the 8th in this 7-1 game is 1 for 3 with a walk. And he delivers a strike to Trout. It's 0-1. Santa only needed 5 pitches to get 3 outs in the 7th. Astros still going with a 5-man rotation, which means they have 8 in their bullpen. That might change when Hunter Brown returns. Astros might go to a 6-man rotation after the off day on Thursday. A little chopper that Paredes will not make the play on. And Trout hustling down the line. Isak knew he was going to have to get quick. It's likely going to be an error. We'll see how they score it, though. Trout reaches here to start the 8th. There will be an error charged to Paredes. That'll be the 2nd error of the night for the Astros, both on the infield. And Wade Meckler bats for a 5th time. He's been on base 4 times with a double, a couple of walks, and reached on the other error by Jeremy Pena. It's off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Two 2-0 the count.
Santa is averaging 94 miles an hour on his fastball, but he throws a lot of sweepers and sliders. Toe likes the spin when you throw a 3-0 and get it on the plate like that.
We mentioned that Hunter Brown was making a rehab start tomorrow for Sugar Land. That'll be his 4th rehab start. Justin Verlander is making his 3rd rehab start.
On the same day?
Tomorrow.
Uh-oh. You know what that possibly means. Could there be a matchup?
How good would that be?
How incredible would that be? I mean, it's one thing to be teammates with the guy that you kind of idolized out there in Detroit, but then all of a sudden pitch against him? That'd be kind of crazy.
That could be fun.
That could be real fun.
JV was not 100% sure if he was going to need one more rehab, so I think 3 might be it for him. We'll see how it plays out. There is potential. That at Daikin Park next week when the Tigers are in town. We'll see.
JV back at Daikin facing Hunter.
Oh, dollar dog night.
Oh, bring it.
Come on.
I'm in. I'm petitioning. You call the Tigers GM real quick.
You know people in Detroit, right?
Yeah, a couple.
1-2 the count. So tomorrow we can follow 2 rehab assignments.
There you go. That'd be great.
Just to see what Verlander's doing on the same day that Hunter Brown is pitching for Sugar Land. Good time to be a Space Cowboys fan with all these guys rehabbing at the AAA level.
Man, that is the truth.
There's a base hit to right, and the runner Trout will be held at 3rd. No reason to even think about a play being made on Mike Trout at home plate in a 7-1 game in the bottom of the 8th. Plus, it's Cam Smith out there, so now the bases are loaded. Now, a word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
Joe Adele picking up his 2nd base hit with that hit to right. Now Trey Mancini bats with the bases loaded and nobody out. Angels up to 10 hits. They have twice as many hits as the Astros. That's hit plenty deep enough to score a run. Jake Myers will make a catch on this. Trout can walk home. Advancing as well. Both runners from 2nd to 3rd, and Adele goes in head first. Now an 8-1 Angels lead as Trey Mancini picks up an RBI on the sac fly. Mancini with his first RBI since he was a Cub in 23 at the big league level. Actually, Mancini made it 1-0 last night with a base hit, so his 2nd RBI this series. And he gets high fives from all his Angels teammates, including the guy that scored, Mike Trout. Trout's error coming around to score, so that'll be another unearned run charge to the Astros. They have allowed 8 tonight. 3 of them have been unearned. Oswald Peraza bats for a 5th time. He is 1 for 4. He's driven in a couple of runs. One the count. Infield is back here in this 7-run game. Santa only needed 5 pitches last inning, having to work a little bit here with a couple of runners on and 1 out. Is destroyed, but that's going to score a run, and Paredes can't make the play again. Isak, the only starter on the infield still in the game, and he's wishing he got taken out earlier because it's been a nightmare inning for Isak. That's probably going to be his second error.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Isak usually very sure-handed out there, but a lot going on with the barrel going flying by to the left. The base runner in front of him just couldn't make the exchange, and it's just one of those nights.
Good job by Joe Adell kind of screening Isak Paredes on his way by. Actually, they're going to give Peraza a hit on that. So that'll be an earned run charge to Santa. Would have been an unearned run had an error been put up there. Now Santa will face Denzer Guzman. 2 runs in the inning on a couple of hits and a couple of plays that could have been made that were not. Pitch in for ball 1. Nine to 1 Angels. 3rd RBI of the night for Peraza. Ground ball, backhanded by Whitcomb, goes to second for 1. No chance at the double play, but a pretty good play by Shea to get the fielder's choice. 10 to 1. That's nice, right?
Yeah, went down to a knee and picked up at least 1 out on a ball that was trying to sneak its way into the outfield to his right. Made a great play on it. A couple of hops down to a knee and threw a dart to Bryce Matthews.
That'll be the second unearned run of the inning, as that would have been the 3rd out without the error. So Santa giving up 3 runs, 1 earned here in the 8th. Allenberg did not pitch in time, so that'll be a timer violation to get to a 1-0 count to Jose Siri. Siri 0 for 4 tonight, adding 333 on the season. Waves at the slider 0-1. Highway Tang 4 innings. AJ Blueball did a nice job in his 2 innings of work. Had a little bit of traffic, but worked around it. A walk and 2 walks and a hit, but 2 scoreless innings for AJ. And now Santa trying to finish 2 innings, and he will. This ball sent in the air to left. Joey Loperfido makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Astros will bat in the 9th, down by 9. It's 10 to 1. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Gallery Furniture. Buy your furniture today. Gallery Furniture delivers free tonight. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose.
Things winding down on the West Coast. And Kirby Yates, who pitched in yesterday's game, will be back here to pitch in back-to-back nights. Trying to finish off this 9th inning. It'll be his 13th appearance. 5.23 ERA.
Had a chance to pick up that 100th career save last night, but the Astros spoiled that save opportunity with a base hit by Christian Walker, scoring Jeremy Pena to tie the game at 4. Shea Whitcomb would eventually pinch run for Walker. Now Whitcomb will face Kirby tonight to start his outing. Shea struck out looking his only at bat. Whitcomb, Trammell, Colin Price due up. They all came on as pinch hitters in the 7th, batting for the 2nd time. Kirby Yates from Kauai. Beautiful island in the state of Hawaii. Delivers a strike. It's 0-1. Kirby knows how to use that surfboard that was gifted.
You better believe it.
Said he doesn't surf as much now with kids, but he used to be a guy that every offseason would surf 5 or 6 days a week.
It's a beautiful thing if you're able to do that.
Right. 0-2 the count to Shea. He pops a foul, and that'll keep the at-bat going. Astros down 10 to 1. Looking like the series will be even at a game apiece. It'll come down to tomorrow night. It'll be Peter Lambert. He'll probably have some people here San Dimas High School product.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully Bill and Ted show up.
Only about, what, half an hour from here?
Yeah.
Astros will face a lefty tomorrow in Reed Detmers. Could be an excellent adventure, Blummer.
Oh, I like where you're at.
This ball hit pretty well to right, but Series there. And he puts it away for the first out.
Time now to answer our trivia question, powered by Reliant. Jordan Alvarez is one of 3 Astros to have three home run games, including the postseason. The other 2 are Jeff Bagwell and that guy right there, Jose Altuve. Pretty impressive group of home run hitters.
Here's Taylor Trammell. Two still hanging out in the dugout, chatting up with Joey Loperfido, despite being lifted from the game in the 7th. Trammell, his second at bat. Down to the count here to Yates 0-2. Angels just trying to get Kirby back with a positive inning here. They've used to close out games this season, but tonight just trying to get him a clean inning after giving up runs in 3 of his last 4 outings. We've talked about this before in some of these blowout games. These, to me, are the easiest ones to flush.
Oh, yeah.
Just never in it.
Yeah. It's those tight ones you can go back and nitpick a little bit or pick a certain play where you're like, man, I could just take a better hopper if I'd have just made that play or hit that pitch. But these are just trunk slammers. You just put your clubs in the back and slam it and go home.
Speaking of San Dimas High School, our next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. And there he is, Peter Lambert, getting a start tomorrow here in his backyard against Reed Detmers. Detmers with a lot of strikeouts this year, 88, good for 4th in the AL. Now Colin Price about it. Can he do it again? Put on the headsets for us in the 2nd. Picked up a base hit. Scored his first major league run in the 7th. Now he bats for the 2nd time. He gets a base hit here. We're going to have a lot of people looking to put on the headsets in the future.
I like it too.
Oh. A little trouble now, down 0-2. Did pick up a hit on a 2-strike pitch last time he was up there. Astros down to their final strike. 24,767 on a Tuesday night here in Anaheim. And all Angels tonight. Leading 7-0 after 2, and that'll do it. Kirby Yates with a 1-2-3 9th inning. And the Angels win by the final score of 10-1 to even up the series at a game apiece. Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger. Kevin Eschenfelder, Brian Bogusevic will be your host. Warren Callender helping out with interviews in the clubhouse. Postgame show next.